Have you guys seen the new TCR Edition Elantra N? If you haven't, you gotta look. We gotta talk about this. Let's get into this. So I'm going to read off of this little newsletter I got here, but man, I don't know if you guys saw, but in Korea, they unveiled this. This is the Hyundai Motor. It says Hyundai Motor unveils the Elantra N TCR Edition, enhanced motorsport DNA for everyday driving. And I don't know if you guys are excited, but man, this could come with some goodies for a good price. And that's kind of what the point is here. So let's see what they got going for this. So I'll leave pictures here so you can see it while we're talking about this. But man, this looks good. It's in that performance blue. I'm not sure if it's going to be in other colors, but man, I am pretty excited for what we got here. This looks so good. Like, I'm very, very surprised. So it looks like it has a very functional, very big wing in the back, which is used on a TCR car. And it looks like it has little adjustability on it, which would be interesting because if you're familiar with the Porsches, the GT3 RS has a different type of wing on it where you can either slant it a little bit for more, I guess, direct driving without many turns, and then turn it back to track mode where it'll give you the perfect amount that you need for your good track conditions and driving. So it's interesting to see them incorporating that in the Elantra N, which, you know, it has other little bits from Porsche, which is the NGS button, which they have their variant of that. So I believe that came from Porsche with Hyundai brand. So they're going to start giving us things like this. This is going to be the car to get, because if you guys are, you know, opting for the Civic Type R and other cars in that range, yeah, think about it. The Civic Type R is very, very track oriented. Like, I don't know if you guys have ridden in one or driven one, but they are very, very stiff. They do have a bigger wing on it. It is a little bit more track focused than the Elantra N is. So when you think about it, we have a more dulled down version of a track car, which is definitely more for comfortability because, you know, most of us are using these things every day, all day, and the ride is nice. You get the nice pops and bangs that you don't get on other cars, and, you know, you can take this thing on the track. You know, most guys are upgrading their brakes, but if you look here, we have upgraded in performance brakes. Now, I'm not sure if these are Brembos, but I don't know if they even need the Brembo. If they're not, I don't know if they need the name, but oh man, if we get extra stopping power, whew, that's already going to be a big difference. And with that aerodynamic upgrade that you're getting with the Wing 2, man, it is going to be a good difference. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Throttle House. They have their track, and they've tested the Elantra N, the Civic Type R, the Golf R, all of these cars, so many cars that are track oriented, even that is not. They have their leaderboard. So I'm going to try and find their leaderboard, but I'll leave it here. And what you can see is on their leaderboard, the Elantra N is like just a hair of a millisecond slower than the Type R. And mind you, that's a stick shift Elantra N. Keep in mind now, we are lower about 40 to 50 horsepower crank, okay? So I don't know if you guys are aware of that. You're just like, oh, well, Civic Type R is faster. It is only like 2 milliseconds slower than a car that is more track oriented and has more power. So imagine if we got better brakes, better aerodynamics, bigger wing. It's going to be a lot more track focused. So this thing, I'm going to take an educated guess and say that when they do get their hands on a TCR, and that will be sometime next year, they're thinking about releasing it globally. When they do get their hands on it, I think that car is going to be like at least 2 seconds quicker than what the standard Elantra N is right now. So that's going to be amazing. So let's see what else we got going on here. Just from looks, looks like we got a really nice N logo going on that rear quarter panel on both sides. Honestly, that's something I wish I had now. So that looks really good. Then we got, like I said, the brakes. You got, look at this. You have the performance blue seat belts, something I really, really, really wish we had. Something that was on the Veloster N, and then I don't know why they stopped it, but hey, if you bring it back, and hey, if I don't have that, and which I don't by the time this comes out, I'm definitely retrofitting that in here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing. So little things like that makes us happy. I'm pretty sure it would make you guys happy if you had performance blue or red seatbelts. Little things. And also you have a Alcantara steering wheel. So if you know, on the last car, I end up ordering the Alcantara steering wheel cover, and I stitched it all up. It was my first time stitching, but it wasn't bad. So, it took me about an hour, did the whole thing. It looked good. It felt good. I thought that the car should have came like that stock. So what you got going on here is you got the Alcantara steering wheel already there. So that's things that some of you guys would already change. So it's like it's being offered. Now, price on this, I don't know. I'm going to take another educated guess. It may be, you know what? When that car comes out, quote me on it. I'm going to say that car, when it comes out globally, here in the U.S., it's going to be $43,000, maybe 42. I think they're going to try and keep it really competitive with the Type R, and at that point, it will be worth the extra money, which I think this car is well worth the money, at the DCT being $36,000 and the stick shift being $33,000 to $34,000. So, if you ask me, would I get the TCR? If I had it my way, and I had a little extra money for an extra car, I probably would go ahead and get that in a DCT. So I'd keep this as the stick shift and get the DCT, because the DCT was actually really fun for being an automatic. And man, I think I really would be big into track racing. So, in which is something that I wanted to do anyway. I think that's going to be awesome. So this looks awesome. The wing looks awesome. Everything looks good. You got different 19-inch wheels that are forged also, so you get different styling here. It does fit. Like I said before, I'm not sure if it's going to come in other colors, but it wouldn't be bad in white. It wouldn't be bad for maybe the blue. Maybe they could bring out that electric blue that's in Korea, but who knows? This thing is looking stellar. If you're not familiar with Hyundai's TCR, whole brand that they have going on, they've run 6 titles, and I believe they've been undefeated for the last 6 years by a huge margin. So much they had to detune their car. So if you're familiar with it, hey, go look and check out some of the TCR races, but they're ahead of everyone in TCR. They've been beating Porsches, Mercedes. They've been beating I believe Audi is there too, Volkswagen. Everybody that has TCR is getting dusted. And mind you, this car, the TCR car, is at 350 horsepower. So I actually have the stats of the TCR car here. It says same 4-cylinder inline engine, and it is 350 horsepower at 7,000 RPMs. Now, if you know, we have a max RPM stock of 67, I believe, or 66 and change. So it's tuned. And with that chassis, they've been doing some damage. And it says it has McPherson struts, coil springs, gas-filled dampers, anti-roll bars, rear suspension, 4-arm multi-link axle, coil springs, gas-filled damper, anti-roll bars, and electric power track assist rack and pinion. Man, I am excited Honestly, I don't even know what to say at this point. The car looks great. The 2024 has been growing on me a lot more. I feel like you can't go wrong either way with the 22 to 23 or 24 to 25, 26. You can't go wrong with any one of them. So if you're in the used market, listen, you know the 22 comes with its little gripes when you get a 6-speed and, you know, the high pressure fuel pump, all that stuff. But man, I am excited. So thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to touch on this because I just saw that this was just released and I'm like, yo, we got to talk about this. So what do you guys feel about this TCR car? Like, would you go and get it if you already have a Elantra or Kona N or maybe Veloster N? What would you do? Would you get this car? Do you feel like it's worth it? Or how much do you think this thing is going to cost? If it's over 45, would you pay for it? If it's under 45, would that seem like a good bargain? Thank you guys for watching. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. I upload pretty regularly. I would say every 4 to 5 days. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you next week.